Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, and today we're going to be talking about the Building a Better Van series part 2, and we're going to go through the electrical system and everything that I've done to take us out of the Stone Age, so to speak, and bring us into more of a modern era. And it should be a pretty simple explanation of what we did, how we did it, and how maybe you can take the same approach. So before we get started today, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, every video you will see here on the channel, and that's Adventure Rig Shop. Adventure Rig Shop is where you can get everything you see in my van, as well as the power system that we went with. I will put the link in the description with a discount code for you to save 5% off anything that you purchase for your van or otherwise. All right, so this is part 2 of a 4-part series that I wanted to do about the van and about the things that we're changing. I am outside today. I don't have so much control of the elements. The sun's kind of moving through the clouds. I got cars driving by, so I apologize. I will do my best to isolate my voice to give you guys the best quality video as possible. So I don't want to go too far into the past, but I do need to touch on it briefly, just so you know what we had previously. So I want to start by saying building a van is expensive, and everybody who builds their van in the beginning is always looking for every single way to save as much money as possible. We did it. If you've built a van, you've probably done it, and people will continue to do that. But as you travel, you start to see the weaknesses in those money savings. But at the time when we built our van, we didn't have a ton of cash to spend on all of the finer things, I guess you could say. So we really went caveman just because it worked for us. It was the most inexpensive route, and I didn't have to worry too much about all these moving pieces like plumbing and electrical. I just did everything very simple. So previously we had a Bluetti AC200 Max with a B300 spare battery. I will put a video in the corner so you can check out our previous power system. It really did well. There are a lot of things that it couldn't do. It couldn't really alternator charge unless you put in a DC to DC charger, which is all possible, but now you're getting into a more complex and robust power system. So we really just kept it solar. And we had the ability to shore charge, obviously, because we could plug the Bluetti into a wall before we left the night before. We could get all of our batteries charged up. And that system itself was around 3 or 4 kilowatts. I don't have the exact numbers on me, but we were looking at around 3 or 4 kilowatts with the entire system, charging off of 3 225 watt solar panels on the roof. And we would shore charge when we had an opportunity to, just to get our batteries up to 100%, and then we would take off. And quite honestly, in the desert Southwest, I had no issues with that battery system. Where I did have issues is anytime I was in the mountains or I was in trees, I just wasn't getting enough solar. And we were going through as much power as, I ran everything DC. So like I said, I don't want to go too far into that, but it was very doable. It made sense for us at the time, and it worked for us for a long time. So naturally, building a better van for us meant a more robust power system, and the EcoFlow 10 kilowatt power system is, at this point, everything I need and a whole lot more. The system has, each battery comes in 5 kilowatt increments, so there are 5 kilowatts in each battery bank. And just behind me, right here, is where both of those live, and they stack on top of each other. I have them strapped down, and I have them strapped down because I do not want them to go anywhere. There are mounts that EcoFlow offers that you can put on the back of your power system. Now, they're not paying me. They didn't give me this for free. I bought this. This is an item that I paid full price for with my own money. But it is a power system that is extremely robust. And just above the 2 batteries is where your central command station is. It comes with a fuse box, basically, that you can run AC and DC, and all of your circuits can be ran from one central control point. And it comes in the 5 kilowatt or the 10 kilowatt kit. Behind door number 2, which is just right here, it's kind of open. I will lay that down. That is your power hub. So that's where all the batteries get plugged into. That is where your air conditioning unit can come off of. That is where each of your batteries go. And that's what is basically where all the power centralizes before it sends it to the various AC and DC components. It really does make like building a van and like the van life building experience very, very simple. But what's even better is it has the ability to alternator charge. Now I would have to take my seat off and do a bunch of stuff to show you where the alternator charging takes place, but I'm sure there's plenty of videos on YouTube that will show you that. But this allows you to charge off your alternator. Now I have mine set through the control panel that's mounted on our wall. I have mine set to not pull any power from my alternator unless I'm moving, because obviously you could just continuously drain your batteries and you don't want to get into that situation. And you can also control how many watts it's pulling off of your alternator. You can control the first 6 circuits from your phone. And this is not a sales pitch for EcoFlow. I'm just telling you why we used it. The control panel on the wall allows us to turn on and off AC and DC. It allows us to turn on and off our solar charging. You can control all of these settings from the panel on the wall, or you can charge it or control it from your phone. So it takes a lot of the issues that I had with my Bluetti system, and it throws them out the window, because in order to change anything on my Bluetti system, I had to climb underneath my platform. I had to open the doors. I had to get in there. I had to disconnect things. I had to turn stuff on. And at the time, that was fine. It wasn't a big deal. But as we started traveling more and living more in the van, it only made sense for us to kind of upgrade and to get something that is a system that I can depend on, that I don't think I'll probably ever need to change. So again, I wanted to kind of touch on the fact that this is not an install. I'm not trying to show you every component. I'm just telling you what we've done to build a better van for our family and the things that we like to do. The van is a complete disaster behind me because I'm working on this new L-Track system to put my Sur-Ron Ultra B in the back and be able to remove the bed panels and get everything situated so I can travel that way. I have not figured that out yet, but I figured it was a good time for us to kind of get into the power system and give you guys an idea of why I changed and what we went to. I don't care if you buy it. It's not about that. It's just, I wanted to give you a real life impression of what we've been using and why we've been using it. That way you can make decisions that are best suited for your van build or your family experience, whatever that looks like. I try to keep this short and concise without a bunch of fluff, and I hope that was helpful. If this video was helpful, like it, subscribe, share it with somebody. I would love to have you guys around for more adventures, and I will see you guys on the next one.